Good morning and welcome to the morning show with Angel and Tina and all of our fabulous guests in their virtual studios today. Tina, how are you?
I am doing fantastic. Look at all these beautiful people in our studio audience today. And we have some celebrity guests in our audience today. Welcome, Eric and Sakeisha.
Hi, Tina.
How are you guys doing?
We are
Loving that yellow on you, girlfriend.
Thank you.
You do look dynamite in yellow. Well, this is America's powerhouse couple, Eric and Dr. Sakeisha Hylick. They are doing some truly amazing things out in the world when it comes to saving marriages. I'm super excited, and they have today is a very special day. Tell us what's happening today, folks.
Today is launch day. We are so excited. We have our fourth book being released today. It's called Struggling to Keep the Vows, and it's a dynamic collaboration with the two of us and 9 other authors. And we are so excited. I mean, it's going to be happening tonight at 7 p.m. Now, the event itself is free, but you have to register to gain access. But we are so excited because there's so many couples out there that are suffering. They're struggling to keep vows, finances. They're struggling with their communication. They're struggling in their sex life. They're struggling to trust one another, and they don't know where to turn. They feel like they're the only ones going through this. And it's for us, we just wanted to show them, hey, you may be experiencing some challenges, and you may be experiencing some troubles, but divorce is not the only option. So we wanted to take this time, collaborate with some other couples out there that are on fire to help other couples and are willing to be transparent about their challenges. I know I said a mouthful, but
I love that. I love that. What inspired you to start writing this book?
We've been working with couples for about 15 years, and we do have our Marriage Can Win live show. So we've had an opportunity to connect with our other authors that couldn't be here today. And they had some powerful stories that really needed to be shared with other couples, so they can show, hey, you're not alone. I've been through the same challenges that you've been through, but we were able to come out victorious on the other side. And we're excited because we wanted them to understand. A lot of people will say, oh, yeah, you're sharing the happy, joy side of it. But we have a therapist on board who struggled in her marriage, who wound up in divorce, but she's able to give some powerful insight, some hindsight, and say, hey, look, these are some things that if you are in that same situation, this is what I would have done. So she shares some truly powerful strategies, and it's just dynamic. I can't wait for everyone to see it.
One thing too I'd like to add real quick is that the reason why we have the collaboration is because now you have 9 different perspectives of the different struggles, of the different issues that can come up in the relationships and marriages, and they're different, and they all have their defining moments in their relationship that they came to that crossroad where they're going to go left and right, and they end up staying together.
And they stayed together. The book is Struggling to Keep the Vows, an honest look at the issues, right, that couples face every day. It's not, right, you've got this person in your space, and you have a few of the contributing authors in the book, Struggling to Keep the Vows. Do you want to introduce them to us?
All right. So we have with us joining, I'm going to start on this side. We have Keen Tillman with us. He and his wife, Octavia Tillman, they have a powerful story that they share with us. They're here in the Central Florida area. We have Pastor Patrick joining us along with his lovely wife, Ramona Hampton. They are in the Decula, Georgia area, area. They're pastors, and they counsel and connect with couples on a regular basis. So you get to see what happens, even isolated things, that there are couples that are struggling, and they can share their experience, and you get to glean from what they've learned as well.
All right. Well, Keen, welcome to the Angel and Tina Morning Show. What's it like to like air your marriage out on paper?
Dirty laundry.
Hey, good morning. I say it's a blessing first and foremost, giving praise to God, and opportunity to touch and reach other couples who may or may not be going through something in their marriage, but probably something that I've expressed or went through can be something that can be inspirational for the next couple.
Keen, how would you describe your marriage? Like, what's marriage like for you and your wife?
Oh, it's all happily ever after and butterflies and unicorns.
I call it a good thing, and like I tell people, marriage is what you make it. It can be good or it can be bad, but it's the work you put into your marriage that does the rest.
How
That
long
speaks for it.
How long have you been married?
7 years and a month.
Oh, 7 years and a month.
August of 2013.
He's got that down pat.
Yeah.
Well, very
Still
good.
early, still in the early stages.
But those early stages are critical, right? They're foundational.
Exactly. That helps build a foundation for a long marriage.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Patrick, you are here. I know you and Ramona. I don't think you're in the same car. You're both in a car, but you're not in the same car. Is that correct? Oh, hold on. I muted you. Hold on. I muted you.
He's still unmuted. I mean,
Right.
he's
Can you unmute Ramona? Oh, Patrick's unmuted. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm actually I'm heading back. So I'm pulled over, of course, and I'm just super excited about this collaboration. This is our first book actually coming out, and we're just truly blessed to, be a part of it. And like I said, I'm just super stoked about it. And I know this book is going to do great wonders for married couples and people that are going through different things in their marriage. So we're all excited.
And Ramona's,
Yes.
So where are you at, Ramona? You're like driving away from the home. He's coming home. You're leaving?
Oh, she's.
No, actually, I had an approach today and I just finished up. What I'm going to say is I'm excited about being a part of this collaboration because one thing about it, if we would have had something like this when we first started off 25 years ago, we probably wouldn't have went through all the struggles that we went through. But the struggles make you stronger. The struggles also make you closer. And anybody who is married 1 year, 5 year, or 10 year, and you say you're still in the early stages, I promise you, if you stay married, you will go through something. And it's all of.
Oh, she muted. You muted.
We lost her. It's being in the car that is bad Wi-Fi.
Right? Yeah. We're pulling a lot of bandwidth. We're asking it to do a lot today. Well, for those who are paying attention and just tuning in, we have some of the authors from Struggling, the brand new book just being released, launched right now, today, Struggling to Keep the Vows by America's favorite power couple, Eric and Dr. Sakeisha Hylick. You've got a lot of different resources for couples, even for dating couples. And with the book, they've brought in 9 different authors, and we have several of them here today. Sarita, you have a story in the book. Tell us a little bit about your marriage. Oh, you're muted, darling.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Yep.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for having me on. I think that my collaboration in the book is a lot different from the other couples because literally through the process of struggling to keep the vows, it's exactly what it was. I was married for 9 years, and right now my husband and I are separated. So our story throughout the book, you'll actually get to feel like you're really living through the process of the marriage. So it's an amazing journey. I can't wait to share the story with others because divorce is not all the time the option.
How brave, right? Just brave for these couples to come in and share their struggles, right? Because on the surface, we're like all smiles and, right?
Listen, I know. I mean, I just went through a divorce, you know, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and I was married for 20 years. And so it was a hard thing, and we struggled and we struggled and we struggled and we struggled. I don't think I would be brave enough to put all of our dirty laundry out there while in the divorce. I am writing a book about it now, but while in the divorce. So you know, it is struggle. So I commend you guys to take it to a different level and to make it, you know, to make it work. What are some of the top things that you think that people need? And I can probably tell you the first one is that, you know, the couples that they need. What do you think that they need to learn to do?
Yeah, let's point that to Eric and Sakeisha.
Well, one of the main things is communication. Communication is
That's what I thought.
your part, because you got to communicate about your finances. You got to communicate about sex or intimacy. You've got to communicate in order to rebuild trust. But that having that solid foundation of communication, that's that one thing that you have to have in the relationship in order for it to succeed. Definitely.
You know, and it's so funny because when you're dating, right, and you're just so Twitter pated with each other, we're not talking about those things, right? Like if they just happen and we're just like falling into each other and we're just enamored by
like an hour earlier to go, you know, put your makeup on and fix your hair and then get back in bed and go like this. So you look like you woke up all pretty.
Oh, all right. So what are some of the things, right, that, okay, so we all know communication is the biggest struggle. How do we get there from here? What are some of the tips that you guys discovered in bringing these authors together? Like, what were some of your favorites that you're like, oh, we should do that. We should do that. Oh, we should try this.
You know, it's kind of hard because with each couple, it's so different. You know, we talked about the challenges as far as a lot of women feel like they're not being heard in their relationship. Sometimes everything begins to flow on autopilot in a sense. So, you know, you're struggling to feel heard in the relationship. Sometimes it's the financial aspect of it. You know, you can make six figures and still feel broke. You have to learn to rebuild trust. So it's important to learn, and what we stress to all the couples, and I'm sure that everyone else stresses, to express what you expect. You know, we had to learn the hard way that your spouse is not a mind reader. You know,
yes, he is. Yes, he is.
He's supposed to be.
He should just know.
Know everything I'm thinking. And as I'm doing it in the 5 minutes, I have been thinking 5 different things.
And the funny thing is, I always felt that way about my husband, and I'm sure a lot of the other authors can agree. You know, as women, we're really good a lot of times at anticipating the needs of our family, even when it comes to groceries, what the kids need, what we need for our businesses. But when our spouses don't think the same way, if they were raised differently, you know, if they're coming in with what we call just a different set of baggage, then they're not going to process it differently. But still, we're holding them accountable for not knowing what we think, when it's just as easy to say, hey, this is what I think. This is what I need from you. You communicated a lot when you were dating. Hey, I want to go out to eat. I need to spend more time with you. Why does that dynamic shift once you've said I do? Right. You know, what's the challenge? All of a sudden he's supposed to know. We didn't expect him to know when we were dating, but now that I've said I do, all of this knowledge is supposed to magically drop into his mind. No, we still got to communicate, you know? And I'm sure a lot of the other authors, they will agree as well, or they may even have a totally different perspective. That's what we loved about the book, bringing together so many different perspectives, because they open our eyes. There are things that we may not have thought about. And when they start sharing in the book, we're like, oh yeah, that is really good. I need to be mindful of that going forward, because we don't know everything. We're learning. It's a process.
Well, all right. So let's ask some of these other, some of the other authors, like what was their like breakthrough and experience of, you know, what was their biggest aha? Ramona, it looks like maybe you might be unmuted. So I'm going to start with you. Well, you know, what came out of writing this book? What was the biggest takeaway or aha moment or breakthrough that you had in sharing your story, struggling to keep the vows?
Well, I think I'm muted.
You're no, we can hear you.
Oh, okay, great. Well, one thing about it that I took away from it, I saw that a lot of couples struggle with the same things. Is more so the communication. And one thing I took away from it was to be able to say that no matter what we're going through, no matter how much time we put into our business, working a career, we got to always remember that a marriage take work, and we can't put 30 hours into it and think it's going to be all right. Just like you're trying to climb the ladder to get to success, that's much the time you have to put in your marriage. Every day you got to work on building that marriage up to where you want it to be and what you need it to be.
I love it. I love it. Well, you've got Patrick here. Patrick, can you unmute yourself? When you were writing this story, what came out of this in adding your story in the book?
Well, I mean, it was a lot. And just like everyone is saying, it was communication, because I know that was the biggest struggle that I had in the marriage, because this is my first time, being married, and, learning a lot along the way, and learning the first few years were a struggle because of communication breakdowns. I was one that never really liked to talk, but as I got a little bit older and deeper into the marriage, I realized that, hey, this situation is not working. So I got to learn how to pick up my communication skills to be a better husband, to be a better father, and be a better person, for my family and for others now. So overcoming that became one of the greatest points of my marriage. And we've been married 25 years. So it's, again, it's the communication. I tell you, when communication breaks down, everything breaks down. And it's just like my wife said, you can't put a time limit on a marriage, because just like when you clock in at work, you can't clock out a marriage.
Oh, that's good. Can't clock out. Okay, so I think a lot of men, they didn't have a role model of a communicator from, the men in their lives, right? Their fathers and the men in their lives.
And a lot of guys are like, don't show your feelings, don't express your feelings, don't, those kind of things. So I think they find it hard to communicate, right?
Right. So Patrick, what were some things that you initially had to do to open up to Ramona?
Well, first and foremost, she basically told me, you need to open up a little bit more. So I finally just humbled myself and just sat down and listened. That was the key. It wasn't that I was hard-headed or anything, stubborn or anything like that. It was just that listening.
Because I was stubborn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ramona,
it was just
anything to say about that.
Oh my God. Yeah, right. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay.
But that was
being a man. He just being a man.
Patrick, you gotta go home tonight to Ramona.
Oh, it's fine. It's okay.
Wait, one thing about it is being a man, he tends to think that, oh babe, he just feel like if I feel like we need to discuss something, he feel like it's just gonna disappear tomorrow. Oh babe, I'm just praying about it. Once I finish praying about it, it's all worked out. I said, babe, you gotta talk also. We gotta communicate. I need to know that you don't agree with this. You can't just, just let it go.
Ramona, God's not telling you what he's praying about?
He needs to. God didn't give me that. I'm like, oh my God.
Okay, Ramona, this is what Patrick says. He's been praying about it, so this is what you need to do.
Exactly. And it don't work that way. He feel like he could just say yes to everything because it's going to calm me down and everything is going to be okay. But babe, so how do you feel about it? Why? I mean, it just didn't, because he is the kind of man that believes that long as his wife is happy, it's okay.
Yeah, I hear you, Ramona. That was
Happy wife,
Jay.
happy life.
Jay never wanted to just, you
Yep.
know, he wanted to start a fight, didn't want to make me mad. So he's like, okay, whatever you want. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, so I said, babe, it's okay. Tonight is still gonna be good because it doesn't matter. I need to know what you're feeling. I'm still gonna be your same wife. I know what my duties are. So, but I still need you to tell me what you're feeling.
Love it.
Eric, what were you going to say?
Yeah, I was going to say, those are the escalation words that you don't want to say, we as men. You don't want to say, yes, baby, whatever you say. Or the worst one is, calm down, baby. That's it.
No, you don't ever want to tell a woman to calm down.
You never tell, because that's just the opposite of saying, what do you mean?
They add fuel to the fire.
We take it from here to here.
Thank you.
3.5 seconds.
We got Mr. Eye Candy to show up.
You guys are making entirely too much noise.
Hey, Jay, tell us about your marriage and what you do to make it work between you and Angel.
Oh, I just give in to her whatever she says.
Right? And I'm like, talk to me. Tell me what you really think.
Yeah.
Sarita, I'm so glad that you are here. I think what you represent, that it's not like we're going to go through struggles. We're going to go through trials. Jay and I had a couple of years, right, where, you know, it was a crapshoot, right? We're rolling the dice to see what happens tomorrow. And the fact that you're willing to come out and share that side of the story, that I'm in awe of you. I just think you are so brave to share this. So for right now, what is that like for you to have this story out there while you're still going through it?
I guess you can say it's like a wow factor. What I've learned from being in collaboration with the other authors is that everybody is kind of going through the same thing. Everybody's been through the same thing. And I think that that's just so, not really amazing, but the fact that people don't really talk about it. People don't build platforms where people can feel comfortable to talk about what's going on in their marriage, or, you know, things that could be done better, or not feeling like I know all the answers from a woman's perspective, or the man might know all of the answers because he's supposed to be the leader, you know, the provider of the family. So being able to be in a platform like this with others that are going through the same things and people's outcomes are different, you know, it's really amazing. It's really going to give people a voice to say, you know what, that happened to me. I was going through that, you know, because everybody's not comfortable with talking about their issues and, you know, like she said, putting their dirty laundry out there. So I just feel like this is the place that God has me to use my voice. Of course, it's going to be uncomfortable, but you never know what the ending or the outcome is going to be.
Keen, I know you've been off camera and mute. I know you're at work. Do you have something you want to chime in about communication and you and your wife and how you've come through this? Maybe not. Right, testing that. Okay, well, I'm going to use this moment to take a little commercial break and let you guys all know about our amazing sponsors that make the Angel and Tina morning show happen. But of course, because I had to shut off my computer and restart it, I don't have any of that stuff sitting here.
Well, while she's bringing that up, Eric, Lakeisha, Sakeisha, what are some of the things that people can learn out of getting this book?
I mean, they'll learn how to deal with grief, how different challenges can bring you closer together. They'll learn how to overcome financial struggles, which is a huge component right now, especially with everything going on in this country. People are losing their jobs left and right. They're having to pivot or shift even how they're operating their businesses. So those that were not comfortable working online are now having to transition to online. And I think it's a huge opportunity for them to just learn to step out on faith. And even with our authors, just showing, you know, a different side of them. A lot of times you see couples online and we're all laughing and smiling, but you don't know the struggles behind it. So they will learn how we're now able to smile, even though we did shed some tears at some point. You know, at least I raised my hand and say, you don't know how many tear-soaked pillows I had. But, you know, to understand that doesn't define who you are. And you can't judge your marriage based on the chapter that you're currently in, because we all go through seasons, and just learning how to successfully navigate those seasons. So I think it's really important. They're going to learn a lot through about different aspects of marriage, and how, like Ramona says, you know, divorce is not an option. Just understanding that it's not the only option, that you can go through struggles and still come out on the other side.
Also, it sheds the light on when they say from, you know, vows, that is something to take very serious. So when you say for better or for worse, for richer or for poor, through sickness and, you know, and in health. So before you take those vows, you need to be very certain. Think about it.
Yeah.
Is this book only for married couples, or who is this book for?
It's not just for married couples. I mean, it's for people that even have been through divorce. It helps you to build that solid foundation. So if you're deciding to get married again, it gives you some tools and strategies to implement. And for those that are dating, this is information that you need to know, because if should you decide to get married, you need to have those principles. And just think about it, when we go into a job, you know, we want that solid foundation. So we're going to get the tools necessary to be successful. So this book is going to meet you if you're dating, if you're married, or, you know, and if you're on the verge of divorce or divorce. It's going to meet you in all of those areas.
Okay, I found my banner.
Okay.
Actually, I didn't find the right one, but I think that because this one will work today because
we don't have Zoom.
Right? Yeah. So the Angel and Tina Morning Show, brought to you by our fabulous guests on the morning show, Eric and Sakeisha. Thank you so much for bringing on your wonderful contributing authors, for celebrating Book Launch Day here with us, bringing that book out to the market to anybody who's in any relationship, right? Whether you've been in marriage for a very long time, we always want to know how do we do this even better. And yeah, at any phase of where you are. And yes, even for you, Tina, because someday you will be married again, right?
We shall see. We shall see if that guy is out there for me. I'm gonna have Eric and Sakeisha help me find my guy.
But the morning show is also brought to you by our fabulous sponsors. Bliss by the Lake Boutique, our clothing sponsor. It's time to shift seasons. So go and check out Bliss by the Lake Boutique on social media. They ship all over the country, and we're super excited that they were our very first sponsor to come on board. Zondra TV Network. We stream live, or we stream on-demand digital streaming channels, all those smart networks that you get your on-demand TV. The Angel and Tina Morning Show is streamed through the Zondra TV network, and you could have your own show as well. If you do a podcast, a show, a YouTube channel, any of that, think about hosting your own television show and have it streamed on those digital TV networks. Go and visit Zondra TV Network at beonztv.com. That's beonztv.com, and start your affordable global marketing experience today. And if you're feeling just a little overwhelmed to get it all done, it's time to hire a virtual assistant or even a team of VAs to help take those things off your to-do list so that you can do what you do best and hire out for all the rest. And when you mention the Angel and Tina Morning Show, Sonic VA is going to give you 10% discount off your first 40 hours of VA service. Check them out at sonicva.com, SONICVA.com. keepthevows.com. Those are our amazing sponsors. These are our amazing guests here today. We are celebrating a very big and exciting day, launch day for the brand new book. Hold it up. Struggling to Keep the Vows, our America's favorite powerful couple.
Eric, Sakeisha, now I think I might need an autographed copy, because I kept saying, everybody sends us books, right? And I'm like, well, I won't need theirs.
Someday you will. Someday you will. How do we, I know you've got a party tonight. I know that the book is out. What next step do you want them to take, Eric?
Oh, well, definitely. We still have some slots available. So if they'd like to join us tonight, they can go to bit.ly/keep the vows. Again, that's bit.ly/keep the vows. And they can secure a ticket to gain access. It's a private event. So once they register, they'll receive a link for access to this private event tonight.
Also, you can get a copy of the book at strugglingtokeepthevows.info. That's strugglingtokeepthevows.info.
All right. And then because you guys do a lot of stuff. Right? You've got radio shows, you've got podcasts, you've got retreats, you have summits, marriage summits. And so where do we get started for all of that?
Oh, if you go to our website, it's marriagescanwin.com. Again, that's marriagescanwin.com. And once they go there, it will tell them about the upcoming events, the books, the retreat.
The retreats, everything.
Yeah, they have all the resources. I'm super impressed.
I have a question for everyone, and we're just going to kind of do a little round robin. I want you guys to tell our audience, what is your favorite thing about your partner?
Okay, well, so who are you going to start with, Tina?
Let's start. Look, I'm looking at Eric and Sakeisha. Oh. Okay, go ahead and start. Like, they can see me.
Okay. My favorite thing about Eric is that he always knows how to put a smile on my face. I mean, like you said, I can go from 0 to 100 sometimes, and he knows how to diffuse the situation, but he always makes me laugh, and we enjoy life together because we have fun together. So that's what I really love, because I was normally a very serious person, and he was like, you can't live like that. We got to have some fun. So he always brings the fun part in the relationship.
Yeah, that's kind of the same. She's like my best friend. She's like,
you can't use her answer.
She's all in one, but she is, what I like for her, she's authentic. And that's what really drew me to her when we first met. She was authentic, sincere, and she was just different from anyone else that I had met. And then that just drew me to her. And I mean, that's really it, the authenticity and the sincerity.
Oh, I love that.
Beautiful.
And then what about you, Patrick?
Well, I think Eric stole my monologue, so I'll get him later for that. But no, seriously, my wife, her beauty, her wisdom, her intelligence, and just able to just keep the glue of the marriage together. That's what I love about her the most. She's just a wonderful woman and a wonderful wife. And I knew from the day I saw her, from day one, that she was going to be my wife, and she was going to be the only wife that I would have for the rest of my life. I love you, baby.
You might get lucky tonight, Patrick.
I can't wait. You won't even get to tonight. It's gonna come loud.
Okay, Ramona, what about you, Ramona?
You know, it's amazing because we have been together since the first day we met. We met one day and we've been together ever since then. He slept on my sofa. He asked me to marry him 2 weeks later. But I had a list. And it's 25 years later. I had a list of what I was looking for in a husband. And my grandmother told me to make this list. And a friend was saying, make a list. Make a list of what you want. A man who served God first, put God first in everything that he do, and can love me and treat me like a queen. And I mean, to be able to just to meet my needs, and I definitely know I can meet his, and can love me like I need to be loved. And through that, in the 25 years. We've been together 26, 25 years we've been married. He is the kind of person, he just keeps it going up every year. His notch keep going up every year because he keep trying to outdo everything that he do. If he sees something, a little nick on my car, he feel like, oh, babe, it's time for something new. And I be, okay, babe. But it's always trying to do something to keep me smiling. And with that, that's why some people say, happy wife, happy life. I don't agree with that. I say once you make that husband happy, your life can be happy because he's going to do whatever it takes to keep you smiling. That means go out there and achieve, work hard to make sure he keep you taken care of. And that's what he has done. And I love him for that and wouldn't change him for nothing in the world because God made him just for me to put up with all my brokenness and everything. He did it.
Oh, wow. 2 weeks, Patrick.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't want to be on that couch too long, Ramona.
Well, I didn't want him on that couch either.
He said, man, this couch uncomfortable. I might as well just ask this chick to marry me. I need to get in that bed.
The couch was getting lonely.
Sarita, what do you want to add to this?
I'm sorry, I must have been muted. Let's see. I guess I'm going to talk about me then, because I don't have a partner. So, what I love about myself and during this time is that it's really a time for self-development, because I think when you go into a relationship or you're dating or marriage, you're always focused on your partner. But to be a complete equal, you first have to know, your life, your direction, what God wants you to do. Because if not, then you're struggling a battle within yourself of self-destruction. So what I love about myself is that I'm unapologetic. I'm real bold. I step out on faith. I take chances, and I'm very bubbly. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Keen, I don't know, can he join us? Can you, oh, there, he hopped off. All right, Keen, what do you love most about your partner?
She's heaven sent. She's sweet. She's very special. It was something about her from the very first time I saw her. She caught my attention, and from the first time we talked, I knew I did not want to be with anyone else but her, and still no complaints years later.
None?
That's it.
What about you, Angel?
Well, okay.
I see Jay's running back in there.
So I have to tell you, I'd been invited to be on Eric and Sakeisha's show a few months ago, and that same day, a very high-profile couple had just announced that they were getting a divorce and had been contemplating it for many years. Yeah. And yet they had been putting out like this very public, we're dynamite.
We're happy, yeah.
And so their entire following was really upset because they felt duped a little bit, right? Like, you've been putting all this, teaching us this, and now it turns out not so much. Yeah. And so I was nervous about coming on with Eric and Dr. Sakeisha, because I'm like, Jay and I have a good marriage, not perfect by any means. We work at it every single day. And so I just wanted to come out of the gate saying it's not perfect, right? We don't pretend to have it all together. But I think what Eric and Dr. Sakeisha reminded me is, like, it is a struggle, right? It is a commitment, and it is a choice that we have to make every single day. And we choose to stay together, and we choose to work through it and rise above it. And it isn't always pretty and elegant, and it isn't something we'd want everybody to see, peel back behind the curtains. But I think what I love the most about Jay, obviously, I think, that
because he tells you everything. I'm going to give you everything that you want.
That he loves God, but he makes me feel safe. Right? And I know that he will take care of me, right? That he makes me feel safe. I feel protected. That he takes care of me. And he always have. We've been together 27 years, and not many of them happy years.
But being real, right? I mean,
Yeah.
and just like on social media, you only see the good things of those entrepreneurs and those moms and, you know, the wives, but you don't see those crying tears and the moms yelling at the kids and the kids screaming and throwing a tantrum and, you know, you crying and working late nights to build your empire. People aren't showing that side. They're showing, yeah, I just hit 6 figures. Yeah, I just hit 7 figures. Look at me and my son. We're so happy. You know, and so they're not showing that.
Jay and I are in a good place, but we intentionally, like, we knew we were going to become empty nesters. So when my son was getting ready to go into his senior year in high school, our youngest, we intentionally started dating again. Because we thought the couples around us, that was you know, when the kids all left and there was nobody left, we were seeing many of our friendships, our couples that we, you know, our kids had grown up with were getting a divorce. And we decided to start dating again before we hit that moment. And that was just a godsend right there, because our kids left and then I ended up getting fired from radio and we started traveling the country together. But we, at that point, liked each other. Had we not,
Right.
had we
That
not,
would have been bad if you were 24 hours, 7 days a week and not like.
we couldn't have done it. We couldn't have done it. Well, Eric, Dr. Sakeisha, anything else you want to make sure that we share today with the audience, or about your authors that are here on the show with us?
Well, we just want to encourage everyone to support all of the authors. They poured their hearts and their souls into this project. They gave tirelessly, many late nights, calls, because I know I can like blow up a timeline. But we love their patience, their commitment and dedication, but most of all, their transparency, their willingness to share, to help empower other couples. And we all go through struggles, but I just want to publicly thank them for just committing to this project and just being willing to share, to pour into other couples, so that couples that are struggling to keep their vows, they can glean from what, you know, our past mistakes or our current challenges, just to help other couples grow. So I just appreciate them from the bottom of my heart.
Also, I wanted to add too is that, and she really hit upon the transparency. We've known, because we've been working with couples for over 15 years now, and the transparency creates a safe space. And a safe space for people, especially when you're working with them and you're trying to help them to overcome the great divide. When you're transparent with them, they feel safe that they can share with you, you know, their inner issues or what's going on into, you know, I mean, all kinds, from infidelity, from, you know, overspending or communication, whatever it may be, they feel safe. So, you know, transparency is what's in this book. And you have 9 different perspectives or 10 different perspectives that come with transparency. And so when you read this book, it's not a fluff book. It's a transparency, true, real, raw, and reality. So when you're reading it, you're like, wow, you know, if you're like just starting your relationship or you've been married a long time, you're going to experience one or probably all of these issues that you read in this book, and you're going to be able to relate. And it's going to make you take a moment and look in the mirror and say, wow, that sounds like me. You know, because I'm always talking about him or I'm always talking about her, but then it points the finger back to me, making me look at myself, oh, I'm contributing to this and I need to reevaluate what I'm doing.
Well, Patrick and Ramona, we're so grateful to have you both on the show this morning, just cracking us up and being real and authentic. Can't wait to read your story in the book. Sarita, I just think you are so brave. Kudos to you. Congratulations to you for being in this community and not stepping back when, you know, you're like, well, do I get to play, and should I, when I'm going through this? Because I think that's just about as real as it gets right there, darling. So thank you. And Keen, I know you're at work, but you made it happen. You did the best that you can. This is an exciting day. All day long, you guys are celebrating the book coming out, the big launch party tonight. So all day long, struggling to keep the vows. Go and order your copy. You've got couple friends, you know, other friends that could use a copy of the book. So buy 2, 3, 4, 5, buy a dozen copies of Struggling to Keep the Vows and support these wonderful couples that are advocating for marriage, because it is not what you see in mainstream media. Right? You do not see that at all. So make sure that you go and love on and support them. I want to say thank you to you all for being guests on the Angel and Tina Morning Show today. My name's Angel Tussie. I am your media matchmaker. You're so welcome. I am your media matchmaker. Tina and I loved launching brand new books, brand new programs, apps, programs, shows. If you've got something you want to launch, something exciting happening in your world, reach out to us, because we have an incredible platform for book tours, media exposure, publicity, helping you to hit that bestseller launch and just to really play big and launch big. Don't play small, go big, and join us here on the Angel and Tina Morning Show. If you've been a fan and watched the show, you've seen the journey, you've seen how we've started and how far we have come, and we're just super excited. You can text the word ANGEL, ANGEL, to 26786. That's the word ANGEL to 26786. I'm going to get you started with your complimentary media starter kit, and we can get you plugged into the Angel and Tina Morning Show and our Tickled Pink media and marketing package today. So super excited to have you all here.
I had such a great time. And even though, you know, I have the divorce behind me and all that kind of stuff, I think I might go ahead and buy this book for my future husband. I am Tina Torres, your client retention expert, otherwise known as the gratitude specialist. And if you're struggling with building your audience, finding the right clients, or even retaining those clients that you already have, I have a complimentary guide that I hope you grow your audience organically online and offline, connect and nurture those relationships authentically, and then take those relationships and turn them into paid clients. And you can grab your guide if you text the word connection to 26786. That is the word connection to 26786. We are Angel and Tina on the Angel and Tina Morning Show, where we come to you live every weekday morning at 11 a.m. We are so grateful and honored to be your host today. Thank you guys so much. And thank you, audience, for being our loyal fans. We hope you guys have a fabulous day. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.